What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream on the Texas Rangers Report. And in this video, in this live stream, we are going to be going over the top international free agent prospects that are going to be signing January 15th. And for all of you guys that aren't aware, the international signing period is basically kind of like another MLB draft. And the MLB draft doesn't get really hardly any coverage, and then the international signing period doesn't really get any coverage as well. But this is where the likes of Fernando Tatis have been signed, Vladimir Guerrero, Juan Soto. This is where they're signed. They aren't drafted. Adrian Beltre. So these guys, they get signed by the international signing period. They get signed basically at 16 years old. So it's from a very young age. So scouts have to see that potential from a young age, which is kind of tough to do. But if the scouts can do it, then that's really good. And then today I'm going to be going over every single prospect. So I really didn't know if the international signing period was going to take place this year because of the lockout, but because this isn't part of a 40-man transaction, this can actually happen. So a lot of minor league deals have been signing. So this international signing period is still going to occur January 15th, and all the deals are going to be lined up. And the Texas Rangers, we are projected to get the 6th best player according to MLB.com. Although you usually see a lot of the top guys go to highly touted teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Cubs, and for good reason. They're top organizations. So a team like the Brewers or the Athletics might not get the top guys. That's why they get the compensation picks in the draft. Oh, no. Top. Okay, here we go. Finally, this is loading. So let's go all the way down to number 50 on this list. At number 50, starting this all off, we have Fram Mi de Leon, 17 years old, a shortstop, 5'10", 160 pounds, and this is the 20 to 80 scale. So he has a 55 hit, which is above average, 50 power, 45 run, 50 arm, 50 field. So it looks like he's a average player all around. De Leon has the right mix of now tools and future projection to make him an interesting prospect and a player to watch for years to come. At 5'10", 160 pounds, there's plenty of room to grow and add strength. And the belief is that the additional strength will impact all parts of his game, specifically his power at the plate and speed in the future. For now, De Leon has a line drive approach at the plate with gap-to-gap power. He's already a fringe to average runner on defense. The teen is a twitchy shortstop with solid defense actions and a decent arm that should keep him at the position. The teen trains with Raul Banana Valera, a member of MLB's trainer partnership program at the Banana Baseball Academy. The Red Sox are the favorite to sign him. That's interesting. They think that he'll grow, add some power. Let's say he gets up to 180. Could he stay at shortstop? Probably. I say he's a fringe prospect right here going to the Red Sox. At number 49, as Myth Pineda, 17 years old, 5'11", 180 pounds, so a pretty lengthy, bulky frame. His doesn't have a great hit tool, 45, 50 power, 50 run, 55 arm, 50 field. So this is definitely a flyer right here. So he's from Panama. Panama is emerging as a hotbed for international prospects, and add Smith Pineda as another player from the country to watch. A big and strong corner outfielder with a history of success in many international events, Pineda is best known for his big bat. He projects to be an average hitter overall, but he's expected to increase his power as he develops. There's some swing and miss to his game because he's an aggressive hitter. In the batter's box, he still managed to draw walks. On defense, he projects as a right fielder with a strong and accurate arm. His reads and routes to the ball are solid. He projects to be an average runner. Pineda trains with Abdil Ramos in Panama. The Reds are the favorite to sign him. Interesting. Looks like he's a power guy. I could definitely see him adding 20 more pounds to his frame. Add 20 more pounds to his frame and be like a 30 home run guy. But watch out because strikeout numbers could be a big thing. For this next guy, I'm going to see. So shortstop Martin Gonzalez, 5'10", 165. And it's crazy because a lot of these guys are hardly developed. Like a lot, like an average person finishes developing in like 26. But for this guy, I'm going to looks like he has average tools across the board. The Mariners are the favorite to sign him. So in our division, I'm just going to click on his scouting report video and see if anything pops up. And it looks like we have some video on him. And honestly, I never got to tell people my little rant on the international free agency, but I really think that this should be almost a draft because teams like the Yankees, the Cubs, those teams, they're going to get all the top prospects. Granted, you don't have all the money you need to spend. Okay, if this video doesn't come up, then I'll just go back and read about him. But it's not, I don't know if it's fair for the other teams. And then I think you need to sign the players later on in their career because these guys usually sign when they're 16. But think about a lot of high schoolers. Some are top prospects out of high school, but they're 18. But Spencer Torkelson wasn't even drafted whenever he was 18. And then he emerged as a top prospect out of college whenever these guys are signed 3 years later, so 19, they signed for like 10,000. I just think that's a little messed up. So after I read about this guy, I'm gonna go to the comments. One of the best defenders in the class. Gonzalez is a slick fielding shortstop with a chance to stay at the position as he grows and develops. While Gonzalez is known as a glove-first prospect, he does make hard contact and have a projectable body that is expected to add strength, which can definitely add a little more pop to his bat. He lacks in power, but he makes up for in hitting ability and potential. He's an average runner. On defense, he shows plus hands with smooth actions and is expected to be a plus defender. He projects to have an average arm, and his range is improving. Gonzalez makes playing defense look easy. Gonzalez trains with blah, 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 signing with the Mariners. Almost. So I think I'm going to make like a comp for who these guys kind of remind me of. So 5'10", 165. Obviously, these guys are still young, still going to grow. Who does he remind me of? Slick fielding shortstop. Maybe a lesser version of the Angels' old shortstop. Oh, man. Who is that guy's name? The Angels' old shortstop. He played for the Twins. He's a free agent right now. Andrelton Simmons. That's the comp I have for him. Moving on. Rosman Verdugo. 16 years old. 5'11", 175. Hit 55. Power 50. Run 50. Arm 50. Oh, shoot. I still go to the comments. Field 50. Overall 50. Oh, Verdugo, the number one overall player from Mexico, is the top hitter in the entire country and one of the best overall bats in the class. Well, I think he's the best player in his country because I think he's the only one being signed from Mexico. At the plate, he shows an advanced approach and feel for the strike zone. He's a contact hitter who has developed gap power. He grew around the game and aims to follow in the footsteps of older brother Luis Verdugo, who signed with the Cubs out of Mexico in 2017. On defense, Rosman shows an average arm and average glove. He lacks in wow factor. He makes up with his hitting ability. Swing and makeup is considered decent. All right, so maybe just a fringe guy on defense. Hit tool's going to carry him. I don't know. Who does he remind you? Who does he remind you guys of? Let me go to the comments real quick. From Dak Prescott. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about the international signings, but I still had to hop on. And so thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'm covering some of this well. It's kind of like draft day, but definitely gets less coverage. Thanks for your content. No problem. From Dakota Belchler. Hello, CFM. Found you on my suggestion. I'm a huge Texas Rangers fan. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Okay. Leandro Arias. Hit 50, power 55, run 50, arm 50. I mean, he's 6'1", 16 years old, 170. I think he could grow into add 20 pounds of muscle. Belcher said, reminds me of Hamilton. Josh Hamilton? Maybe. That would be interesting. This guy's a switch hitter too. This could be interesting. He's going to the Orioles. Down here. I'm probably not going to read all of this until I get to the top guys. This could definitely be an interesting piece for the Orioles. We all know that they're one of the worst teams in the league. They definitely need some prospects. The thing about this that you guys need to remember, so he's 170 pounds. He has average tools across the board, but as he grows into that, does his other tools decline, like his speed? And does he try to get more power, and does that hurt his hit tool? All right, going on to Henry Ramos, outfielder, 17 years old. Average tools all across the board. Nothing really wow factor about that. It says he is a projectable outfielder, so scouts are obviously going with those projections. The Royals are the favorite to sign him. It says he has a good baseball IQ. Maybe he's just one of those guys. Maybe not an all-star, but just like that guy you want on the team. Maybe like a David Fletcher type of guy, not like amazing, but like this guy's good, We need him. We want him on our team. Next one. Oh shoot, what happened? Rangers could use some power in the middle of the line. For sure. And I think they're gonna go after Seiya Suzuki after the lockout. I would go after one of these guys. Well, the thing is, the Rangers are going after some players later. It's just a lot of these guys, their deals are already locked up a lot, like years in advance. So whenever it says the Royals are the favorite to sign him, he's most likely, like 99% chance he's going to sign with the Royals on January 15th. All right, Yofri Solano, 5'10", 155 pounds. So this guy's pretty small, 17 years old. Usually they're 16 whenever they sign, but since COVID and everything, they had to move the signing period back. Solano, the Marlins are the favorite to sign him. I know the Marlins actually have a pretty good infield, like stack of infielders with Jazz Chisholm, Jose Miguel Rojas. It says he's athletic. He has room to add weight and get stronger because of his projection. Although he's only 5'10", If he's only 155 pounds, I don't know how much weight he could actually add. I'm not too. It doesn't. I don't know if I would personally sign this guy. Um, I mean, he's a good runner, which is definitely valuable. Um, and I mean, obviously, guys like Jose Altuve can definitely do damage, and they're small. But maybe he's just a good defender and a good runner. Third baseman Adam Sanchez. This guy's big. 6 foot, 190 pounds. Average hitter right now. I feel like that could probably go down if he tries to sell out for some power. That was kind of the same with Sam Huff. Um, Only a 40 run, 55 arm. That's above average. Cubs are the favorite to sign him. We know the Cubs are definitely trying to rebuild that farm system. Um, he was in the Little League World Series 3 years ago. Wow, that's crazy. He he's a teen. He's the Little League World Series 3 years ago, and now he's already about to sign with a pro team. Um, he has a powerful bat, and he's a versatile defender. Um, I wonder if he fills into the frame a little bit, if he doesn't become as versatile, but we'll see. Um, maybe the Cubs have a guy here in Adam Sanchez. He could play third because obviously Chris Bryant's gone. But Chris Bryant wasn't really playing third towards the end of that little tenure with the Cubs. Kenny Gomez, outfielder. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We got a hitter right here. 55 hit, 55 power, and his runs average, arms average. But honestly, when I look for guys, I usually like to see what their hit tool is. So if this guy's 55, hopefully it goes up. But that's good to see. Because even if you play a solid, so he plays outfield. If he's a center fielder and he plays solid defense, your solid defense can only carry you for so long. But if you're so bad with a bat, that's not gonna keep in league for long. Oh, but the Astros are the favorite to sign him. He has the tools to stay in center field, which is kind of scary. Maybe they got themselves another George Springer right there. From Dakota Belcher. What about Simmons? He's a free agent. I think he'd be a good fit for the Rangers. Andrew Simmons, I don't really think so with Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. I just don't know where he would really play. To Miguel Arroyo. Solid hit tool, 5'10", 175, 17 years old. But that really, everything's average or below average. The Mariners are the favorite to sign him. He's a shortstop now, but could end up at second base. So the hit tool is really going to have to carry Arroyo and his tenure as a pro. Overall, Arroyo has 5-tool potential and has a chance to have above average tools across the board if he continues to develop at normal pace. Although I feel like that's what you're saying about all these guys. They're like, oh, they all have 5-tool potential, but obviously not all these guys are going to be 5-star, 5-tool Juan Sotos, you know? To the 40th prospect, Victor Isturiz. He's a catcher, 5'8", so on the smaller end, 175 pounds, 16 years old, hits above average, which is pretty good for a catcher. We'll see if that continues. Powers average, runs average, arms average, fields above average. This could be an intriguing guy. The nephew of former major leaguer infielder Cesar and Macer to Easteris. I don't know those guys. At the plate, the teenage catcher shows a solid approach and superior instincts in the batter's box. He's a contact hitter with some pop. The Cleveland Guardians are the favorite to sign him. That could be interesting. I never really know if the Cleveland Guardians are rebuilding or whatnot, but that could be a piece for them. I don't know if they really trade their prospects, but that could be a piece. And that guy, he's 16. It has a goatee. Okay. These guys don't really look like this guy. This guy definitely looks like he's 16 right there. But some of these other guys look like 20-year-olds. I mean, sometimes they do lie about their age so they can get more money, but I bet the majority don't lie and they just look crazy. So Brian Acuna, I don't think he's related at all. Oh wait, mate. Oh no, he is. He's related. Hit a 55. Power 45. Run. Oh, he's related to Ronald and Luis Angel Acuna, and his run's a 45. The rest is average, so his hit tool is gonna have to carry him. Yep. So he's says, does this stuff seem familiar? That's because he is a teenager looking the footsteps of his father, Ronald Sr., who signed with the Mets, brothers Ronald Jr., who signed with the Braves, and Luis Angel. Okay, so he's the. I didn't know Ronald had two other brothers. I knew Luis Angel was his brother. So the Twins are the favorite to sign him. So I definitely think this guy has some good baseball instincts. Doesn't look like he's as developed as Ronald or even Luis Angel, but this could be interesting for the Twins. He's not going to be Ronald Acuna, but this could be interesting. The hit tool is going to carry him, but the other stuff could definitely develop because I think he has a lot of room that he can grow into his frame. Moving on, Randy DeJesus, outfielder, 6'3", 180. This guy probably hits bombs for me. 55 power, 55 hit, run, arm, all above average. Big. DeJesus is big and strong. Kind of reminds me of like almost Mike Trout. I mean, he's wearing the Angels gear. It kind of reminds me of Mike Trout. The Angels are the favorite to sign him. An average defender. Scouts like his baseball IQ and attitude. He spent 2020 improving his physical conditioning, overall agility, and has added strength to his frame, which I definitely think he could go up at least 20 pounds since he's only 6'3", which would really improve his power. Definitely looks intriguing right there. There's definitely some guys on this list I was like, I probably wouldn't sign him. I would. That guy looks intriguing. I'll be honest. The first pitcher on this list, Asima Morales. I bet you the Dodgers are the favorite to sign him. Dodgers are always good with their pitching prospects. They always find diamonds in the rough. So we'll see what comes of Morales, but fastball above average, slider average, changeup above average. Morales is one of the most interesting pitchers on the market and has the type of upside scouts seek. And that's probably because of his frame, 6'4", 190, only 17. Scouts probably think that will definitely go up. Look large and durable, 6'4" frame. He's athletic, and being athletic is really, like, to the average viewer, is definitely coveted because that means you can repeat your mechanics. And then he's been clocked at 93 with the fastball. Throws a hard slider with sharp break. Throws a changeup with lots of movement. Projects to be a mid-rotation starter. See how the Dodgers develop Asimi Morales. If y'all are just joining, thank you for watching this live stream. I'm looking at the top 2022 international free agent prospects. On to 36. Abides de la Cruz, a shortstop who's 6'3", 170, 55 hit, 50 power, 50 run, 55 arm. This guy kind of draws some questionable stats. Questionable. He's big for a shortstop. Although that's kind of the same frame as Carlos Correa. The Diamondbacks are the favorite to sign him right now. But it's just a weird frame and weird tools. He's a solid runner, flashes above average arm strength. He's been praised for his makeup and baseball IQ. It seems like that's what they say about everybody. I wouldn't be surprised. He has a big frame. He fills it out some more. Adds some power. Definitely moves off shortstop. Goes to third. Maybe outfield. Um, maybe the Diamondbacks have him on their next competing team. It seems like so long ago, but the Diamondbacks one of the worst teams in the league. They were in the playoffs not too long ago with Paul Goldschmidt and whatnot. 35, Wilber Herrera, another pitcher, 16-year-old, 6 foot, 155 pounds, and just like one of the smallest guys on this list. But we got to remember these guys are only like 16, 17, so they haven't hit their final growth spurt yet. So this guy could jump up to 6'1", maybe 6'2", maybe he's done. But that's one of the toughest parts about looking and scouting these international free agent prospects. Think of young Jorge Polanco. Oh shoot, this isn't a pitcher. Never mind. Think of young Jorge Polanco. That's the best way to describe the athletic Herrera. So seems like a really good hitter with not that great of defense. But I mean, the tools would say otherwise. But maybe they're just projecting that the Twins are the favorite to sign him. I think that's the 2 times we've seen the Twins on this list. Smart base runner when he gets on base, where has a chance to stay at short because of his above average defensive actions and plus arm potential. Well, if the Twins got another Jorge Polanco, then that's a steal right there. And then that would probably be a steal. And let me just let you guys know. So whenever I get to like the top 20 prospects, that's almost like if somebody were to draft a first round pick and then all the lower tier players would be like drafting a second rounder. Especially with the money you'd see given out. I think the Rangers gave like 3-4 million to one of their top guys last year. Catcher Jahafran Garcia, 17 years old, 6 foot, 205, one of the biggest guys on this list. Hit tool 55, power 50, slow runner because he's a big guy, arm 50, field 50. He says he's built like Yadier Molina. He's husky, strong, and extremely durable. I mean, if he's durable, that's good. And while Yadier could eventually develop into an all-round defender, wait, what? And while he could eventually develop into an all-around defender like Yadier, Garcia is better known for his bat over his defense in this stage of his career. So I wonder if some teams, so he's going to the Red Sox, if the Red Sox may value his offense more than his defense and will be like, okay, if we put him at first, this guy could be a lot better than if he was doing catching at the same time. He moves well behind the plate and continues to work on his blocking and receiving skills. So seems like another guy where his bat's going to be the main thing for him. But if he stays a catcher, Red Sox could have something. So I usually do Texas Rangers videos, but if you're a new subscriber, please consider subscribing right now. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get 1,000 by opening day. Like I said, I usually do Texas Rangers content, but I'm trying to do a little bit more outside the box, like top international signing day prospects. And I also did some of the top draft prospects for the 2022 MLB draft. So if you're brand new to the channel, make sure to subscribe right now. That way, and hit the bell so you never miss out on any new videos. And if you're a new subscriber or just a new viewer, let me know if I've mentioned your team and one of their prospects so far. Going to 33, Luis Meza, another catcher, the third catcher on this list, 17, 50, no, I almost said 51 years old, 5'11", 185 pounds, so 20 pounds lighter, average hit, average power. This seems like a guy where his field's going to carry him. I wouldn't be surprised if his hit tool like fell off. You see a lot of guys where you have like you come in with some tools and then they just drop off. So the defense is probably going to carry him. The Blue Jays are the favorite to sign him. Although it says ability to barrel up balls and use the entire field in showcase games, has helped him evolve into one of the country's top hitters. We'll see if that does continue. Physically, he has a broad frame, and there's still room to grow and develop strength. We'll see. And then he says, behind the plate, Meza shows lots of potential, which includes emerging catch and throw skills along with signs of above average receiving and blocking skills. So, yeah, I definitely think that the fielding is what's going to be his main calling card. All right. We're almost at 30, but 32, another shortstop. And you see a lot of shortstops and outfield prospects in the international free agent period. But 17 years old, 5'10", 170 pounds. You have Antoine Valencia, hit a 50, power 55. That's interesting for only 5'10". Run 50, arm 50, field 50. I wonder if he's a center fielder. Reds are the favorite to sign him. That's the second time I've seen the Reds on this list. There are a few moving parts to his swing, but he makes it work and consistently barrels up balls with hard contact. There's some pull power, and now more power could emerge as he develops. I wonder if he's a guy where his hit tool kind of drops off when he tries to get more power. Strong and compact shortstop, Valencia continues to add strength, further establishing himself as one of the most intriguing infielders on the market. Definitely interesting. I definitely wonder if he's just trying to bulk up and get some more pop into his game. And definitely, I wonder if the certain clubs go after some like certain prospects. So the Reds have Eugenio Suarez. He's the third baseman. We all know he's a power hitter. He started off as a shortstop, but this guy is like 40 pounds lighter. So we'll see. 31, Jarlin Susana, a right-handed pitcher, 6'6", 225 for a 17-year-old. I bet scouts really want to sign this guy, but fastball 55, slider 50, changeup 50, curveball 50, overall 50. They didn't show his control. Interesting. The top pitcher in this class, Susana, has the right mix of pitches, the type of repeatable delivery that could land him in the big league starting rotation one day. I mean, he just looks like a tank right now. Like, that does not really look like a 17-year-old, if I'm being honest. The Padres are the favorite to sign him. I guarantee the Padres are going to trade him. That's what they do with all their prospects. Okay. The right-hander's fastball is consistently clocked in at 94 to 97. I guarantee you his fastball is going to get graded a 60 eventually. Nobody will be surprised if he touches 100 next year or in 2 years at the latest. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Then there's his slider, 84, 87, and a power changeup. This guy looks like he could be a pretty good player for the Padres. Obviously, there can be trades, blah, blah, blah. But as of right now, he's going to the Padres. And he's already 6'6", 225 pounds. This is the type of guy. A lot of these guys, there's potential room for projectability and growth. And this guy's already 6'6", 225. Could he add like 5 pounds? Definitely. He could definitely add like 5 pounds, but this guy's pretty much in his adult frame, and I don't really think there's more room to add, but more velocity for sure, because you get into a professional facility like the Padres, you're going to add some velo. And going to the comments real quick. Serenity Hackler, what is up? Rangers fan here from Iowa. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Welcome to the show. Obviously, first time here, make sure to subscribe, and I got you covered all off season long. And just wait. If you see Jose De Jesus, that is the Rangers prospect, one of the Rangers prospect that we're going to sign. But I got to go through all of these guys. All right. This guy, does he look 17? He looks like 20. But Juan Perez, 6 foot, 170. Hit 50, power 50, run, he's so slow. I bet I could beat him in a race. If you guys don't know, I do track and field, so if I don't beat him, then that's sad. But arm 50, field 50. Okay. So this guy, I think, has some potential. A guy where it's like, I mean, I'm just looking at the tools, but it's like, okay, kind of like Jose Trevino, Jonah Heim, like your defense could definitely carry you. And if your hit tool comes alive, then that's good too. Who's signing him? The Giants are the favorite to sign him. The play he shows good bat speed and drives the ball across the outfield. Of course, he's just going against other 17-year-olds. The 6', 170-pound backstop shows easy actions behind the home plate with good hands and above average arm potential. His emerging blocking and receiving skills. Physically, Perez is strong and strength translates to all parts of the game. Definitely an intriguing prospect. I really wouldn't mind if he was in the Rangers organization, but if he was, I would definitely just consider his defensive skills as his main calling card. Nelson Rada, 16 years old, 6 foot, 160, definitely projectable, a definitely projectable guy right there. His hit 50, power of 55, wow. And if obviously 20 pounds, if he adds 20 pounds, that's going up. Run 50, arm 50, field 50. Rada has a chance to be a special player in center field. He's expected to sign with the Angels. Rada projects to be an above average defender in center field. He's extremely athletic and covers a lot of ground. That's pretty interesting. I think his run would have to go up if he wants to stay in the center. But also, I'm curious what his 60-yard dash is, because that's what they cover in the major leagues. The teenager from Venezuela continues to develop, and his skills are improving at a similar pace. For now, the left-handed hitter makes consistent hard contact and is showing flashes of emerging power. Definitely not a finished product. Definitely something that would take like 4 or 5 years to develop, but this could be like a star. You never know. If all 5 of his tools hit, I mean, the Rangers have done this in the past with like Bubba Thompson, Chris Seiss, recently Evan Carter, but that's looking good right now. Looking good. Hopefully he stays healthy. Oh shoot, one more until the Rangers guy. Ooh, Eric Hernandez. His hit is a 60. That's the first 60 I've seen on this list. Power of 55, run of 50, arm 50, field 50, and he's still projectable in my opinion, but I definitely think his hit tool is going to carry him. White Sox are the favorite to sign him, and spoiler alert, the favorite to sign another top guy on this list. Oh my God. Like Soto, comp is Juan Soto. Solid hitter as a teen and could hit the ball hard all fields. Dang. So he's definitely got that hit and that power. And if he's Juan Soto, then the other tools don't really matter as much. So I don't really think I need to talk about his hitting. On defense, he can play all 3 outfield positions and has the power to play the corners. He has been praised for his makeup and positive attitude, whatever. Honestly, if he's Juan Soto, you probably stick him in the corner outfield, if I'm being honest. Very interesting. For what you Rangers fans came to see, that is Jose de Jesus. Wait, one second. So that guy's a 55 overall. Probably going down. 50 overall. Got it. Jose de Jesus. This guy is projected to go to the Rangers. And he's actually a 55 overall. And that's the same overalls with the likes of Josh Young, Sam Huff, Justin Foscue, those type of guys. I definitely think that if they signed him, it would go down because in the 2021 MLB draft, some of the top guys were in the 60s for the overalls, and when they got drafted, it went down. So this could go down to a 50, but that's still solid. He'll still be in our top 30 prospects, but he has a solid hit tool, a solid runner, so probably center field. Power's average, arms average, but only 170 pounds, could grow in, gains some more power, intriguing prospect. And he's a switch hitter. He says drawn comps to Carlos Beltran because of his grace and power. It's impossible to determine if he will have the same type of career. Yep. I mean, it's always hard to determine that. It's emerging power, so that 55 could definitely be coming up. He projects to be an above average runner, which will serve him well in center field. Very nice. Very nice. Looks like an intriguing prospect for the Texas Rangers. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. 26, Luis Rodriguez. Well, look at that. Look at that. For a catcher, he's got that 55 power, 55 hit, 45 run, 50 arm, 50 field. Rodriguez shows power now and is expected to show even more in the future. His ability to hit the ball hard and out of the ballpark is his calling card, and why everybody in the international scouting community knows his name. The Cardinals are the favorite to sign him. That's interesting. Obviously, Yadier Molina won't be there forever, but I know they have Ivan Herrera. He's been working on improving his overall defense, which includes blocking and receiving pitches. He has the footwork and the quickness to develop into a solid average defender. Although if his hitting is that good, you know, always find other places. If he's not that guy to be the catcher, you know, first base, third base, outfield, DH, the DH is going to come, I guarantee. So Luis Rodriguez could definitely be a major leaguer even if he's not a catcher. Halfway done. Yoan Olmas, 50 hit, 55 power, run 45, arm 50, field 55. Another catcher, some pretty good catchers in this class. 6'2", 175 pounds. The Royals are the favorite to sign him. I know the Royals have Salvador Perez. They also have DJ Melendez. That sounds right. The new catching prospect for them. Almost is built like a young Salvador Perez. There's the potential to be a similar player, whatever. It seems like scouts like to use these lofty like comps. We've heard Carlos Beltran, Juan Soto, Salvador Perez. If we got those next guys for the future, baseball is in good hands. Almost is big, athletic, and toolsy. He's a good receiver and grew up around the game. I mean, I think the Royals know what they're doing with catchers, with Perez, Melendez. Maybe Olmas is the next big thing for them. Oh, shoot. What did I do? All right. Yendry Rojas, 6'1", 190 for 16-year-old. Yeah, he looks 16. Let me know what you guys think. Does he look 16? He's got that little like goatee, but let me know what you guys think. Padres are the favorite to sign him. Tatis, your replacement's coming, boy. No, I'm just kidding. Rojas is the perfect combination of power and speed. He's got 350s. His hits was 55. Field is a 55. Think of a young Yoan Moncada. I mean, pretty solid. Moncada had to move to. Moncada never stayed at short. He's played second and third. Maybe that's what this guy has to do. Says he can hit and continues to improve his plate discipline and pitch recognition. He'll start his pro career as a shortstop, but like Moncada, he could also make the shift to second base. Yep, that's what I said right there. Pretty interesting. And for you Rangers fans, so a lot of these guys are shortstops. But it says they can move to third, they can move to second, they can move to the outfield. Right now, the Rangers have an influx of middle infield talent. I think that's noteworthy because doesn't mean, oh shoot, Josh Smith is a shortstop, Justin Foskey second base, Luis Angel Acuna is shortstop. These guys can move around the diamond because they're so athletic. So just keep that in mind. 23, Juan Barrios, 17 years old, 6'3", 185 pounds. Doesn't look 17 years old at all. I would say at least 25 years old. And on some. No, I'm not gonna say that. Hits a 50, powers a 55, run it. Okay, for a big guy, he can move, and he's got some power too. The rest of the tools are average. Oh, he's a shortstop. Okay, okay. The 25-year-old's pretty good. Well, at least his tools are. The Brewers are the favorites to sign him. Barrios will sign as a shortstop, but that does not mean he'll stay there. Yeah, he is pretty big. He could add some more weight. Third base, maybe. And he has shown a solid defense actions, quickness, and best described as a good twitch athlete. He has solid throwing arms, so getting the ball across the diamond from the left side some authority is not a problem. Yeah, sounds like a typical power hitting third baseman, in my opinion. Probably loses some of his speed, maybe just goes to average. But the 25-year-old, it looks pretty solid, even if he does have to move to third and loses some of his speed. And I'm joking when I say 25-year-old. Okay. Braylon Tavera, 22 years old. Hits a 50, powers a 55, run is a 55. So kind of the exact same thing if I'm being honest. 6'3", 165. So he's like 20 pounds lighter. It's not Taveras. So not Willie Taveras, not Leody Taveras. The Orioles are the favorite to sign him. Second Orioles guy on this list. Tavera is one of the most well-rounded players in this year's class, so it's no surprise he has a chance to be a 5-tool player. I feel like they've said that about everybody on this list. At the plate, the lean and athletic team shows a good approach and sound fundamentals with improving pitch recognition. Like most prospects his age, Tavera's swing is a work in progress, but he already has good bat-to-ball skills and emerging power that projects to be a plus tool. He now run, and the run tool is also expected to be a plus tool if he continues to develop at a normal pace. What does a normal pace mean? I'm curious. Does it mean like whenever we go to school, we develop at a normal pace, and then you have people they're like in the advanced classes, and that's like your Tatis and Sotos? I guess that's what that means. But yeah, another outfield prospect that's going to the Orioles. And we already know the Orioles have Adley Rutschman, Cedric Mullins, and who else? Their team really is in need of players, so we'll see what these guys can do. But I mean, you draft players, and it'll take them 4 or 5 years. Probably takes these guys 4 to 6 years. So it will take these guys a while. I mean, there are some occasions like Nomar Mazara. It took him 3 to 4 years, and then it only took like Soto 3 years. So there are those occasions where the guy goes pretty quick. 21, Johnny Severino, 17 years old, another shortstop, 6'2", 185 pounds, 50 hit, 55 power, 45 run, 55 arm. Looks like another guy that can move to third base. He looks like a 13-year-old in this picture, if I'm being honest. The Brewers are the favorite to sign him. So I think that's 3 players from the Brewers that have been projected to be our shortstop right now, projected to move to third. He is a large-framed infielder who will start his professional career short, but could shift to another position like third base. Yeah, that's what I said. He has enough arm projected to be above average to play shortstop or third base. The switch hitter shows an advanced approach in the box, potential for above average power. He can already drive the ball out of the ballpark for a 17-year-old. Well, I think if you have the above average power, I hope you should for a top prospect. I feel like a lot of these prospects kind of have a lot of the same mold. Like they're a power hitter, but they'll probably have to move to third, or they're just a good defender with not really a good hit tool. But that's kind of a cool backdrop for Johnny Severino. Jason Chiorio. I don't know if you say it like that, but outfielder 6'2", 165 pounds. Average tool for his hit and his power, above average for his run and his arm. Fielding is average. The Guardians are the favorite to sign him. Second for Cleveland on this list. He's a solid blend of tools and projection. interesting. So maybe like an Evan Carter type of guy. Switch hitting outfielder from Venezuela will sign as a center fielder. That's where he is going to stay for this foreseeable future. There's a thought that the lean and wiry teen is too dynamic to play another position. Interesting. So I wonder if that's like your Leody Taveras type of guy, where it's like this guy needs to be the center fielder. Chorio projects to be an above average runner and have a plus arm. He takes efficient routes, and yep, definitely sounds like Taveras. So the type of guy where the hit tool isn't the best, but the defense is where it's at. But the hit tool definitely will have to get better if he wants to stay in the league. That's obvious that for Taveras, because his hit tool hasn't been there, and that's why we're looking for outfield help right now. Frey Encarnacion, shortstop, 16 years old, 6'1", 108. So my God, 60 power. 60 power, guys. His hits average, his runs average, his arm is a 55. I guarantee you, it's gonna say something about he needs to move to third base or something. I'll get to you the comments after this one, and I wonder if he's related to Edwin Encarnacion. I doubt it, but I wonder. Consistent and confident. I would be confident too if I had some 60 power. And the highest on the scale is 80, and I've never seen 80 for power. I see 80 for like fastballs and whatnot, but never for power. Encarnacion is one of the best hitters on the international market. Okay, I'll be curious what he gets. The Red Sox are the favorite to sign him. So, like I said, top teams like the Red Sox, the Dodgers can just go to the top guys and be like, you should sign with us. Doesn't mean they are gonna sign, but I mean, it's like going to the top prospects in football and say, like Alabama, you should come play for us. They probably are. So on defense, he shows good hands, a plus arm potential, and will have the chance to stay at short. He could still make the switch to third. Yep. That's what I said. The team projects to have plus power and already shows the ability to hit high and deep home runs in games. Sounds like Joey Gallo. It helps that he has disciplined approach, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't say anything about Edwin Encarnacion. Sounds like the typical power third baseman, but I mean, those are valuable, if I'm being honest. From Samuel Sendai. Odor will be a part of the Orioles' future. I don't really think so, if I'm being honest. He'll probably be out of the league. If he doesn't have a good year with the Orioles, he'll probably be out of the league. It's kind of sad to say, but I think it's true. All right, 18 on this list. Alexis Hernandez, 17 years old, 6'2", 175. This guy definitely looks projectable. Average hit, average power, average run, arm, average field. So definitely has those projectable tools. And he's a shortstop. Christian Hernandez, his brother Christian Hernandez, was a top international signing last year with the Cubs. I think he got like $5 million. And younger brother Alexis is on track to do the same with the same team. So I guess they're talking about the Cubs. Oh, and the Cubs signed Alexis is this guy. Whoops. Alexis has the ability to be a plus runner and shows a plus arm. I mean, I'm guessing this family is pretty athletic if they have two brothers being top international prospect. He shows emerging raw power and has a high baseball IQ. He's an exciting player with solid makeup. I feel like this is a guy that could definitely stick at shortstop and has some solid potential. I think Maximo Acosta could be a good comp right here for the Texas. I mean, for Alexis Hernandez. 17, Yasser Mercedes, 17 years old, 6'3", 180 pounds, outfielder. So he's got the average hit, average power, above average run, average arm, and then average above average fielding. I wonder if this is your center fielder type of guy. The Twins are the favorite to sign him. I think that's the third time I've seen the Twins on this list. I'm surprised that I've heard their name the most. Mercedes has some of the best tools in this year's class, but it's his ability to use tools in games that's helped him become one of the most intriguing prospects. That's important. A lot of people have tools, like Nomar Mazar. He has tools, but he can't. It's hard for him to tap into them in games. That's why was a minor league free agent this year. The team has a chance to be an everyday center fielder in the future, in part because of his run tool and his plus speed. If this guy is a 5-star player, you probably look at comps like Mike Trout, Ronald Acuna, probably those type of guys. But he definitely has to work on his hitting. It says at the plate he projects to be an average hitter with average power, which are both good enough to keep him in the starting lineup if he continues to develop at a normal pace. All right, never mind. Not Ronald Acuna or Mike Trout. Somebody not even a George Springer. Never mind. Somebody lesser. I don't know the comp. Okay, Simon Juan. Cool helmet. Definitely looks like he's 16. 6'2", 185 pounds. Hitting a 50, power 55, run a 55, arm of 50, field of 50 for the outfielder. So it looks like he has solid tools all across the board. Simon has 5-tool potential and has a chance to be a special player if he continues to grow and develop at a normal pace. Two of his most recent comps are two of the most athletic players in the game today. Think of a young George Springer and a young Byron Buxton. So that means he's going to be injured a bunch. The Mets are the favorite to sign him. So the Mets always find a way to screw it up. So even if he's the next George Springer, which his tools look like he could be, sorry, Simon, you're not going to have a solid career with the Mets. On to the 15th prospect, Dyan Jorge, a shortstop. He looks like Frozzo from The Incredibles. 6'2", 165 pounds. This guy's 18. Interesting. So he's an older dude. Hitting is average, power below average. This is the guy where it's all about the fielding for him. Run is a 60, arm 50, field 55. 18. Dylan is eligible to sign and one of the oldest players on the market this year. He's also one of the most experienced. He was a shortstop for the Cuban team and the blah, 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 and honed his skills. He defected from the island in late 2019, was declared eligible to sign a few months later. So he's from Cuba. I wonder if that's why he's signing later. The Rockies are the favorite to sign him. First time I saw the Rockies on this list. If I was the Rangers, I wouldn't really want to sign him. I definitely want to have a guy with a higher hit tool. He's continued to improve his game the last year and added to his reputation as a solid defender. Dylan's upside and his baseball IQ make him one of the most interesting prospects. Definitely think he needs to get bigger. Definitely. Frozzo needs to get bigger, guys. Jonathan Mejia. Is he related to Francisco Mejia? Let's see. He's a shortstop, 6 foot, 175 pounds or 78 pounds, 16. Hits above average, power average, run 50, arm 55, field 50. Mejia's favorite player is Javier Baez, and he patterns his game after him. Like Baez, Mejia's loves the game and plays with style. Okay. The Cardinals are the favorite to sign him. That's the second time I've seen the Cardinals on this list. On defense, he shows plus arm potential and is expected to play short. So, yeah, if he models his game like Francisco or Javier Baez, I expect him to be electric with the glove. Put simply, he makes lots of contact and hits the ball hard. I wonder if he's going to develop into his power a little bit more. He shows advanced plate coverage along with of average power and flashes of plus power. So that's what I'm talking about, that plus power, growing into it more down in his career. Although if he's Javier Baez, he's going to strike out a bunch and he's going to have one good year, get the bag. And no, I'm just kidding, guys. So look out for Jonathan Mejia. And it looks like the Cardinals are trying to stack up on the middle infielders because I don't know what their thoughts are on their current situation there. I can't believe I've almost gone through this entire list. 13, Javier Osorio. And before you guys click off, the Rangers prospect was like 20th on this list, but their next one is the 6th prospect in this class, Anthony Gutierrez. So make sure you stick around when I break down Anthony Gutierrez. But so far, 13th on this list, Javier Osorio, shortstop, 16 years old, 6'2", 168 pounds, hits average, powers average, run, arm, and run and arm are above, fields average. The Tigers are the favorite to sign him. First time I've seen the Tigers on this list. A star in the youth leagues back in Venezuela. All signs point to continued success for Osorio as he matures and makes his. Honestly, I wonder who writes all of these, because what if we say we have the worst scout in the league writing these reports? Then how does that do us any justice, But hopefully this is I believe this is some good analysis, but I'm just curious if it's the same person or different people writing it. But I'm just curious. What we know is that Osorio projects to be an above average runner with good instincts and base stealing potential. He has a chance to be a run producer because of his power potential. So power from the shortstop, that's always valuable. That's what we got with Corey Seager. That's what we have with Marcus Semien at second base. But definitely a project for is the Tigers with Osorio, but you guys have Javier Baez, so you got some time. 12 on this list, Yordani de los Santos. There's some interesting names, I'm not gonna lie. Some are tough to say, some are fun to say, some are cooler than others, but some interesting names. Yeah, he looks 16. He fits the part. I could definitely be the guy that said, if like they need their ages checked, they just show me the picture and then I can check the age out, So that one guy who looked like he was 25, I think he was going to the Brewers. I think that's fake, and he needs to get out of this signing period. No, I'm just kidding. But look at this guy, De Los Santos from a shortstop. Look at that hit and that power. That almost looks like some Fernando Tatis stuff when he was a prospect. That run, not so much Fernando Tatis like. The arm is average. The field is above average. But it says he's one of the most appealing international prospects on the market. The Pirates are the favorite to sign him. That's good. The Pirates need as much help as they can get. And I do believe that they have some good pieces in the farm system, but they are so bad. And I don't know if we could really be saying anything. We were the third worst team, but we did sign some dudes. While his speed may not be part of his game, at least initially, the team shows proper running mechanics, instincts to run the bases. Overall, he has a projected body with lots of room to add size and strength. So maybe this guy just hasn't learned to run yet. Maybe he's never taken a PE class before. First of all, his right-handed hitter with a large frame. So he's large. He says large frame, so I wonder if he has like broad shoulders. Sometimes 170 on one person looks bigger than another person that's 170. Just look at Giannis and Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant is a little smaller height-wise, but he weighs more than Giannis, which is crazy because Giannis looks jacked. But honestly, prospect-wise, this could remind me of like Gleyber Torres with a good hit, good power. So good. Let's see what the Pirates have. I know the Pirates have some good infielders, but we'll see what Yordani does. 11, Tony Blanco. That's a cool name. What's the coolest name you guys have seen on this list so far? This guy, okay. So this guy looks like he could be maxed out with his frame. 16, 6'5", 230. I mean, that could seem maxed out in my opinion. Hit is a 50, power 55, run 50. That could definitely go down. Arm 55, so he looks like a corner outfielder to me, a power corner outfielder. Oh, look at that. The Pirates have landed another dude. Standing almost blah, blah, blah. Blanco is one of the largest prospects on the market in this year's class. I think they both mean size and just notoriety-wise. He shows good bat speed and tons of raw power with 40-plus home run potential in his future. This could be Joey Gallo of the Dominican right here. Advanced strike zone awareness and pitch recognition beyond his years. Wow. Wow. Tony Blanco. I'm curious what size was Joey Gallo when he got drafted? On defense, he has solid to average arm strength that projects to be a plus tool. He moves well for a prospect his size. Yep, definitely sounds like Joey Gallo. Interesting. Like, obviously not the most athletic, but he probably moves well for being 6'5", 230. Definitely an interesting signing right there. They haven't signed yet. January 15th is the signing date, but these guys have had their deals locked up for years, and usually those things don't change. 10th on this list, Diego Benitez, shortstop, 17 years old, 6'1", 190. Another shortstop. I swear, there's been like three pitchers. That's it on this list. But he's got that hits of 50, power 55. Probably could add 5-10 more pounds. If you guys don't know, usually the more height you have, the more weight you can add. So he could be almost maxed out, maybe a few more pounds, which could add to more power. Running a 50, arm a 50, field a 50. I don't know if this guy seems like he stays at short. The Braves are the favorite to sign him. Could be interesting because Dansby Swanson is a free agent next year. We don't know what will happen with him. He's a big 6 foot, 190 pounds, and strong signs of power now that project to increase as he develops. He can already drive the ball out of the ballpark and hits line drives to all fields with authority. He'll have to work on plate discipline and pitch recognition as he advances through the minor leagues. That's a common for all young prospects. Interesting. Sounds like a guy that will carry himself with the bat. Not so much with the glove, but for the Braves, maybe he goes to second, maybe he goes to third, maybe he's a DH down the line. Could be a dude. 9th overall, Ryan Reckley. Interesting. So this guy is a smaller guy. 17 years old at shortstop, 5'10", 165 pounds. But it looks like for this guy, it's all about his hit tool and his speed with that 60 speed, 55 hit. His power is below average at 45. He's from the Bahamas. I think that's one of the first guys I've seen on this list from the Bahamas. The Bahamas have emerged as a hotbed for prospects in recent years and might be the next frontier for international scouting. On all, there have been 7 Bahamians to reach the big leagues, including Miami's Jazz Chisholm, who made the Major League debut last 2020. If all goes according to plan, Reckley will join the prestigious list in a few years. Reckley is a plus athlete that has an excellent feel for hitting. Yeah, we definitely see his plus feel and athleticism with his speed and his fielding and whatnot. Overall, he might be a better hitter from the left side than the right side of the plate. That's interesting because they don't mention him as a switch hitter, but they mention him as a right-handed hitter. But for now, he shows more power as a right-handed hitter. Interesting. What's more, he has the speed to steal bases. Who could this remind me of? Billy Hamilton, if Billy Hamilton were actually good with the bat. The Giants are the favorite to sign him. Interesting. Number 8 on this list. Thank you all for sticking around to almost the very end. Lazaro Montes, 6'4", 205. This guy probably reaching the end of his projection. I can just tell from this picture that he's pretty big. Look at that 60 power. That's pretty much the tool that's carrying him. Nothing really else sticks out. So you could take this in 2 ways. You can say, oh man, his hit tool, his run, his arm, his field, they're all at 50s. That could go up. He's only 17. Or you could be a little bit pessimistic and say, some of that could go down. If he tries to sell out for some power, his hit tool could go down, his run could go down if he adds more weight, things like that. The Mariners are the favorite to sign him. Our division rival. Sounds like this guy could be a 40 home run guy. The team is the perfect example of a prospect that developed quickly and transformed from a one-tool player. In his case, it was power to an all-round talent because of his emerging athleticism. Interesting. I would still prefer to see another tool stand out, in my opinion. Maybe that does happen. Maybe it doesn't. From now, he projects to be an average defender with an average arm. Like most prospects his age, Montes is still working on his outfield routes and improving his overall range. In my opinion, I think if he has more frame, this guy's a big dude. He could probably get a better arm in the outfield. With that power, it gives me some Joey Gallo comps for sure. I didn't even realize he was a left-handed hitter. We're almost at Anthony Gutierrez. That is the Rangers player, but we're moving on. Has there been some teams that haven't signed a player yet? I haven't realized. Okay, so another outfielder, 17 years old, 6'2", 180 pounds, hits a 55, powers a 55, runs a 55, arms a 50, fields a 50. This guy looks like an absolute athlete. The Dodgers are the favorite to sign him. Dodgers are always getting some of the best talent, in my opinion. And they always have a good farm system, and they're always able to trade some of their farm system for players at the trade deadline. Munoz is a left-handed hitting infielder with an advanced approach at the plate and tons of power projection. It says tons of power projection. Interesting. I'm honestly really bad at player comp, so I'm trying to think of somebody, but I really can't. He's an outfielder. Cody Bellinger, maybe? I don't know. He already shows an above average ability to barrel up the baseball to all fields. That is the ability will translate into homers in the future. Munoz has already come a long way. The team was first showcased as an outfielder, but moved back to his original spot in the infield because improved athleticism. Interesting. So he's listed as an outfielder, but it looks like he's going to move to the infield. And look at that 60-yard dash time. So if he was running the 4-yard dash at the NFL Combine, it'd probably clock in a 4.4. This guy looks like an athlete. Bubba Thompson-like. How does he only have a 55 run? Let's be honest. It has to go up. That has to go up if he's running in the same speed as some of the top NFL players. Although, for as good as that guy looked, they have the Rangers player Anthony Gutierrez ranked higher. So 17 outfielder, 6'3", 190 pounds. I think he could grow into a few more. Add 15 more pounds. I definitely think that's reasonable. But look at that. Our last guy, Jose De Leon. I think that was the last Rangers prospect name. Was a 55 hit. This guy's a 60 hit. This is the exact same hit tool as Josh Young. 60 is really, really good. Powers 50. I guarantee when I read this, it's going to say he could grow into or is developing more power. For a big guy, above average run, that is great. He's probably working on some of his routes. This guy will probably, whenever he signs and whenever they update the rankings, I guarantee he's going to easily jump in to our top 10 prospects. The hit tool, and I think it just shows that he's an athlete with that hit tool, with that run. And if he can develop some more power and maybe a better arm, we'll see what the fielding looks like. But let's read up on him. One of the best right-handed hitters in this year's class. Gutierrez will be a player to watch once he signs and makes his way through the minors. One of the best hitters in this class. That's exciting. Originally from Venezuela, Gutierrez moved to the Dominican Republic 4 years ago to train. He eventually began working out under the guidance of former minor league and longtime trainer Maurice Nina at the Maurice Nina Academy in Santo Domingo. Nina's former teenage pupils include players like White Sox outfielder Eloy Jimenez and Red Sox third baseman Rafael Devers. And Gutierrez shows similar talent at the same age. that's really exciting. If they're saying he has similar talent to Eloy Jimenez and Rafael Devers, the team can play center field and has a solid arm. So maybe you see that arm potential or arm tool go up to 55. But he could eventually move to a corner outfield position because of his big and growing frame. At the plate, he has a compact and repeatable swing with a knack for barreling up the ball. He shows right center field power now and the potential to be a plus runner. That's really exciting. That looks like a 5-tool player right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about Anthony Gutierrez. I think whenever the Rangers sign him on January 15th, easily a top 10 prospect in our farm system. I'm saying that he has potential for more power. That's not his strong suit right now, even though he's 190 pounds. And it looks like he's a guy that's going to stay a solid runner. Definitely exciting right there. Fifth guy on this list, I think one of the most interesting prospects in this class, Oscar Colas. 23 years old, one of the oldest. I haven't been reading all the stuff, but I probably will for this guy. But look at that, 55 hit, 60 power, 55 run, 55 arm, 55 field. The White Sox are the favorite to sign him. And this guy, I don't know if he really needs time in the minor leagues. I really don't know if that is necessary for Oscar Colas. Maybe a year and a half. Shohei signed whenever he was 25, but this guy actually tried to sign last year, didn't get a deal done, but I'll read up on him. Colas, a Cuban outfield prospect, was formerly known as the Cuban Ohtani, but he is no longer pitching. He can still play all three outfield positions and projects to hit in the middle of the order. Colas' track record speaks for itself. He definitely looks bigger than 209, if I'm being honest. In 2019, the left-handed hitter hit 302, 350, 516 with 11 home runs in the minors for the Fukuoka SoftBanks Hawks in Japan, and 278 with 1 home run in 7 games for the organization's Nippon Professional Baseball Club. He did not pitch for either team. So basically, he was playing in Japan. I'm pretty sure he defected from Cuba, but he was playing in the Japan League where Ohtani's from, and he also played in their minor leagues as well. And 3 years with Cuba's Serie Nacional, he hit 305 and slugged 487 with 9 homers. He pitched for Hugin in 2018 and 19 in line 1, blah, blah, blah. He's not pitching anymore. What's more, Colas slash 289, 389, 533, and 54 at-bats in 2019. His third and final season for Santiago and Cuba's Serie Nacional. Colas is currently training. Yeah, that doesn't matter. This guy could be the best player in the class. He probably will be the first one to reach the majors, if I'm being honest. It looks like he has the best tools. He's already played against some high-level competition over in Japan. He's played in their minor leagues. He's played in their pro league, which is comparable to, I would say, better than AAA. So he could probably help the White Sox out for the playoffs. Maybe he's at AAA just to get adjusted to better velocities and whatnot. But Oscar Colas could be the best player and probably the first one to reach the majors. Oh my God, I'm almost done. If you like the video so far, please give it a thumbs up and share the video with some more Rangers fans as well. That would really help out the channel. And if you aren't a member in the Discord, go check that out. I'll put in a link in the chat before this is all over, and a link for the Discord, and make sure to join that. We're talking Rangers there all the time. But I just want to say something. So Oscar Colas, how many 60s across the board did he have? He only had 160. That was his power. I've only seen like 5 60s on this list, and it doesn't matter for what tool it was. But Anthony Gutierrez, our Rangers prospect that we're going to get in 2 days, has 60 on his hit tool. I'm just saying. All right. William Bergolla. Or I think the two L's makes a Y. So Bergolla. So 17 years old, 5'11, 175 pounds. And this guy is Tool Z. Did Oscar Colas have any 50s on his? No, he didn't. So we're getting into the like all-star Tool Z caliber range. So hits of 50s, as good as Anthony Gutierrez, power of 55 for a 17-year-old. That I bet they're gonna say that's gonna go up. Run of 55, arm of 55. This guy is the guy that probably is like the Fernando Tatis. The Phillies are the favorite to sign him. Good for them. They need some star talent on their team besides Zach Wheeler and Bryce Harper. Considered one of the top players out of Venezuela in this year's class, Bergolla has a chance to be an everyday starter in the future because of his all-around game. Maybe an all-star. He already has shown solid bat ball skills, an advanced approach, understanding the strike zone. Interesting. He's probably going to get $4 million, probably. Bergolla shows good footwork, soft hands, and a strong enough arm to keep him at the position as he makes his way through the minor leagues. He has a solid range, a good baseball instincts. He's been praised for they say about everybody. This guy, with his tools, I think that's Tatis comps right there. Okay, so the top four consist of three shortstops. And this one has the exact same tools. Ricardo Cabrera has the exact same tools as William Bergolla. The hit tool stands out, the power above average. Everything else is above average, but the hit tool is elite. Are they the same size? 6 foot, 175. Oh no, this is William Bergolla's an inch smaller, the same age. The Reds are the favorite to sign him. The Reds have signed the most prospects in this class. I think that's 3 or 4 prospects. An athletic shortstop. Like, I mean, if these guys are the top of the class, and so they're toolsy, so they are definitely athletic. At the plate, Cabrera shows an advanced approach with pitch recognition. He sprays hardline drives all over the field, stays through the strike zone well, and creates backspin. He already shows gap power and is on track for plus power in the future. No, this is No, I'm just kidding. This is Tatis. Or Bogarts or any other elite shortstop in the league. On defense, Cabrera has soft hands, good footwork, and the type of range that will make him at least an average shortstop. There's a chance he could move to third base if he continues to grow and develop, but he projects to have enough offense firepower to make the switch. Good signing right here from the Reds. These guys look like they have the potential to be all-stars. Doesn't mean they will. A lot of people have potential to be an all-star, but a lot of things have to go right. My guess, he gets traded to a big team because the Reds, they aren't competing that often. Cristian Vaquero. You guys like my accent? 17 years old, 6'3", 185 pounds, and this guy might be the toolsiest. I bet you the first guy's the toolsiest, Roderick Arias, but his hits of 55. All the other guys in the top 4 were, everything else was a 55, but a 60 was the highest. But look at this, 55, 60 power, 65 run. That sticks out to me. I bet you whoever gets this guy's happy. Arm of 55. Feel the 55. I bet this could be a legit center fielder, Ronald Acuna type of player, a potential 5-tool player with lots of potential. We see that with the tools up there. Vaquero is one of the most dynamic international prospects on the market. He's also one of the most athletic. Yeah, I see that with everything jumps off the board right there. The Nats are the favorite. The Nats have signed guys like Victor Robles, haven't panned out. They signed guys like Juan Soto, a generational talent. Could this guy be the next? We'll see. Vaquero was originally a left-handed hitter, but he learned to switch hit once he left Cuba, which resulted in improved pitch recognition and more confidence at the plate. Interesting. It still says he's a left-handed hitter at the top. 6'3" and close to 190. He's physical specimen with tons of raw strength and power. He can really cover ground in center field, shows a strong arm, and has a chance to be a plus defender at the position. I think this draws Mike Trout, Ronald Acuna vibes. Or who's the Yankees' top prospect? The Martian. They call him the Martian. I'm blanking on his name right now. He plays hard with lots of energy. Consider this: if Vaquero was in the U.S., he would be a high school sophomore and on track to be a top 5 pick in the draft in a couple of years. That is insane right there. That's what I was saying. Like, a lot of these guys are getting signed super, super young. And for these later guys that blossom later, it's kind of hard to pick them out, see if they're good or not. Because a lot of guys develop late. Look at Spencer Torkelson, maybe the next Albert Pujols. He wasn't even drafted in high school. All right, the very first prospect in the 2021 international signing period, or is it the 2022? Whatever. But this guy's a shortstop. Number 1, I know he's going to the Yankees, but I bet his tools are off the board. Let's see. Roderick Arias. Actually, no, it's not. Actually, that's insane right there. But with the 60 hit, 55 power, 55 run, 55 arm, blah, blah, blah. But that's the exact same as Ricardo Cabrera and William Bergolla. And Oscar Colas had similar, but better power over his hit. But Cristian Vaquero was the toolsiest player in this class. But maybe there's more polish on Roderick Arias. He's a switch hitter, so maybe that's part of it. Oh my God, look at that speed. So 60-yard dash, 6.5. It showed, like, if we translate that to the NFL draft 40-yard dash, that's probably 4.3, I think. That would be crazy. Real quick from the comments, Ron Duffney, how's it going? Doing good. How are you guys still watching? I appreciate it. I think this is the first time I've seen the Yankees on this list, but they get a lot of top international prospects. Like, they don't really go for quantity; they go for quality. They got that with Gleyber Torres. Look how that panned out. Is not going too great. So it shows that not the top prospects aren't always the surefire things. I'll read this off. The top international prospect in the class, Arias, is an extraordinary talent and the consistent number 1. There's a lot to like about the teenager. Starting on the defensive side of the ball, Arias has plus arm potential. His throws are accurate and effortless, and he's always in a position to make the throws. Maybe this guy is number 1 because he's a shortstop and that has a better chance to impact the game over outfielder Cristian Vaquero. But the tools on Vaquero are definitely more toolsy, in my opinion. His arm is strong from any single angle. He also shows good footwork with soft hands and above average range. At the plate, he exhibits above average bat to ball skills and strike zone awareness. He shows good plate discipline and doesn't swing and miss often. He shows power from both sides of the plate, especially by the right side. There's a good opposite field power from the left side. Oh, because he's a switch hitter. And the overall package could develop into a plus hitter. On the bases, Arias can score easily from first base and second base, showing very good anticipation and awareness. Like I said, he's fast with that 60-yard dash. And it looks like, he's definitely toolsy. Should Vaquero be the number 1? Like I said, shortstop probably has a bigger impact, but let me know what you guys think. I just did, if you're just joining right now, I've gone over all 50 prospects. But so if you need to rewatch it, if you're new to the channel, you can see your team on this list. But for the Rangers fans, we are going to sign Anthony Gutierrez, the 6th overall prospect. This is all on January 15th. And then we're also going to sign the 27th overall prospect, Jose De Leon. But with that being said, answer some quick questions real quick, and then I'm gonna hop off. Freddie Freeman to the Yankees, maybe, but they'll probably also be on Olsen as well. But thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, please give it a like and subscribe. And I'll stay on like one more minute if you guys have any more comments. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody, new watchers and whatnot, watching this live stream. Like I said, these guys will be signing January 15th, and I thought with the lockout it wasn't going to happen. But since these guys aren't a part of the 40-man roster, it will, which is kind of exciting, which will be news. Although, of course, you guys probably won't be in the MLB for like 5 years, but it's still exciting because we get prospects, and these guys could be a part of trades for the future. But with that being said, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up down below. It really helps out the algorithm and the channel. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.